Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Shawn. This is my time machine riff show where I time machine about riffs. No, that doesn't sound right. I want to talk about a killer song from a killer band who had a big impact on me when I started discovering heavy metal and getting excited about loud guitars and growly vocals. And that band is Amon Amarth. They're from Sweden, and I've said this before, but Sweden has a really nice catalog of heavy metal bands. These guys formed in 1992. Amon Amarth, the name comes from Tolkien. It's like one of the Elvish forms, one of their languages for Mount Doom, the way you'd say Mount Doom in that language. A lot of killer heavy metal bands just straight up aped their name from from Tolkien. Gorgoroth, Bursum, Cirith Ungol, Amon Amarth. There's this huge list, I'm sure. You can find something on Wikipedia that talks about it, but in Amon Amarth's early days, they sounded a lot like typical Swedish death metal. Not that that's a bad thing; it's good stuff. Production's kind of low, but after a few albums, they really kind of honed in on this very specific niche that they now carry. They're the flag bearers for the subgenre called Viking metal. A lot of people will call it. I just call it, melodic death metal. But Viking metal is like this specific genre, and all of their music is about Viking mythology, right? Thor and Odin and what life was like as a Viking or a Scandinavian warrior. And it's really interesting. It tells, true stories of that lore, and there's a lot of fun elements to their music. Um, their vocalist Johan, he's got a gnarly, low death growl. He's very iconic in his vocal style and not easily replicated. One of the things I love about Amon Amarth's music is the way they handle two guitar harmonies. It's not typical, and I'm sure there's other bands that do this, and there's better ways to explain it than I'm about to. But they do really interesting things with counterpoint melodies, harmonies, and blending things together. So one example from the song I'm going to play today, one of the guitars would simply just play, which is a G flat, same note, and the other guitar would play chords around that. And there's just this interesting contrast as that note, the G flat, will harmonize with each of those notes that are kind of, the main focus of those alternating chords. And it's just really, really cool. They'll have a guy who's tremolo picking something really simple with some chords behind, and it just bounces around in your ears. And the melody is like on, and then it just sounds like it's, two guys playing the same thing, and then the harmony hits, and it's hard to describe, but the music is absolutely fascinating. This is one of those bands that just to listen to with good headphones, especially the later releases. I got in about 2002. Versus the World came out. And I absolutely love that record. It's probably my favorite. And my favorite stuff is like up till Deceiver of the Gods. So with Odin on Our Side and Twilight of the Thunder God, Searcher Rising. I like that stuff. The last couple albums have done not very much for me. I just feel like they're not writing the kind of riffs that I love to hear. But some of their albums are just they're beautiful, beautiful music. I've had a chance to see Amon Amarth a whole bunch of times, and I can remember two specific gigs that were really, really meaningful. And one of them was actually a bummer as it started, because they were touring with a band called Decapitated from Poland. Sorry. Yeah, I just got a phone call in the middle of my video, and I don't want to freaking stop it. So, they're touring with a band from Poland called Decapitated, really awesome extreme death metal band, and the band got in a car accident a little bit before this tour. I don't think it was while they were on this tour. I guess I'll have to look that up. But the drummer was killed, and so they were not involved on the tour. And that was a bummer, because I was really looking forward to seeing Decapitated. I've only seen them one time before, and it was like a really rushed set. And so instead of bringing somebody else back out on the road on short notice, Amon Amarth just played an extended set. And they played a whole bunch of songs, deep catalog songs. And they played this one, which is called 1,000 Years of Oppression, which is my favorite Amon Amarth song. So the very first time I ever saw him, I got to hear, this iconic song. And then the other special time was after my brother Brett came home from his mission. They did kind of the same thing. They went out on tour and they didn't take anybody with them, and they played 2 sets with an intermission in the middle. And it was incredible. It was a small club, and yeah, there was a bunch of like fun and funny experiences there at the show. It was very memorable. They put on a heck of a concert, and I go just about every time they come, even though the newer stuff doesn't light my fanny on fire. It's just hard to not want to go see them on Amarth because they just kill it live. So yeah, the song I'm going to play today is called 1,000 Years of Oppression. And they do this intro melody harmony thing I was talking about in this song. And from the first time I heard this song, it was like goosebumps inducing. And it's still like that. If I hear this in the car, it just has to go up. It just has to. As loud as I can tolerate. It's beautiful. This is 1,000 Years of Oppression. Such a good song. Go listen to it.